Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So this is our little survival fishing series, and in this video, that's what we've been out here doing today. And in this video, we are going to talk a little bit about making a modified jug line. This is just a little creek series along some beaver ponds. It's got some, little 6 to 8 inch trout or so, maybe even smaller. They're not very big, so you wouldn't have to use a very big jug. You could easily use just a Mountain Dew bottle. That's what we've got here. And let me show you what I got set up. On the ends, we've just got a very small little hook, a little piece of bait, and then a little split shot, right underneath my finger there. And then we tied it to the neck. We got the neck closed tight. And then we've also just got a piece about 12 foot of bank line tied to it. Now, if you were fishing in a pond, a fairly enclosed area, you wouldn't necessarily need to put the bank line, the 12 foot of bank line onto it, because the wind's just going to eventually blow it, to the edge, and you'd be able to get it out that way. But since we're kind of in a creek and the water has a little bit of current to it, we thought we'd go ahead and tie this off. That way it'd be a little bit easier for us to retrieve. As we're doing that, one of the things that you can do when you're reeling this in after you pull it up, depending on how much line you have on the end of this, if you want to, you can just take and reel it up around the end of the bottle. And once you get it up, you get your fish off or whatever, and then to store this and make it just a little bit easier for carrying and that kind of stuff, you can just take and put your bait and your hook and everything down inside there, and then put your lid back on kind of loosely, and then you don't have to worry about catching yourself with the hooks and all that kind of stuff. You could also just take your the rest of your line, wrap it up around the bottle like that, so that makes it a fairly portable fishing device. So as far as putting this out here, there's really no big secret to it. You just want to kind of take a look at the depth of the water that you have, and then make sure that your line is appropriate, the amount of line coming off the end. This is a pretty shallow section here, so I think what we've got is going to probably work pretty good. We'll just go ahead and pull this out, get this all untangled. I just saw some fish jumping back here just a minute ago, so who knows, maybe we'll get lucky. All I'm going to do with this is just pull this out. I kind of hold this in my left hand, kind of wrap it around, and then I'm going to take and toss this thing out there. And then I'll just tie it over on a branch over here. Probably just use a couple half hitches. That's probably the easiest thing to do. There you go. So that'll float out there. I maybe even could have given it a little bit more line, so it could float out even a little bit further. But I think this will be fine. And that way it's a little easier for you to retrieve and all that. Now the one downside to using a jug like this is it could attract a little bit more attention than something like the modified trout line setup that we did the other day. So if you guys want to check that video out, you can take a look at the playlist we've got going for this, or I'll try to throw a link in up here. But again, just another modified fishing method that's going to be able to help, make it a little easier for you to catch some dinner while you're doing other things like cutting firewood or whatever the case may be, whether that be a wilderness survival situation or a bug out situation or whatever. You've got there's some kind of critter back in those woods. I don't know what it is. But you've got basically just a little bit of line, a hook, and a sinker, and then use some trash. Even if you find a water ball or something like that somewhere, then you could use that. So anyway, guys, I hope you find this useful. If you do, if you got any questions or anything like that, go ahead and put them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.